So I assume, since no one else besides Table 5 was mentioned by name, that means you had your act together. But you know what happens when you assume. So, yesterday.
I hope you know the 2 minutes before the bell rings.
Yeah, don't care.
The rest of the class is fine.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'm needing help with some things. I gotta get my life right, and I need to say all my words well since other people have never been with me before. Okay, I've already started the recording. Every day I post a YouTube video, and I link it to Google Classroom, Google Classroom. The code for our Google Classroom is up there. So theoretically, if you were absent and you were trying to stay on top of your life, you ought to watch the video. Can your group get you caught back up? Probably so. If you're ever super confused about a topic, I highly recommend you watch the video. But again, it's just up to you. Okay, so we have started a new chapter. We're in chapter 3 of our textbooks, and I need to get 2 textbooks for my 2 new friends. The workbook thing you're writing in. It's a textbook, yeah. Okay, so inside your book, we're supposed to be on 3.1.2, but because I'm needing absent and because of y'all struggling on 3.1.2, which is understandable because it's a hard section, we've actually had 2 different worksheets since then. I believe I have most people's worksheet A2. It was from last week. Here's your chance to turn it in now. If you've not got it, I suggest you bring it to me now because we're about to grade it and get it out of the way. So once the answers are known, it's over. So do you have this? Have you turned it in? If not, I'm going to need it.
Hey, is that the one you get?
This is not the one from yesterday. It's the one from last week. I believe I have here, let me call you out my name. I have Jake, Craig, Jacob, Haley, Lloyd, Keyshawn, Allie, Matthew, Hunter, Ryan, Sydney, and Madeline. I have one that was turned in with no name, but it looks like a girl's handwriting.
Is that little Pringle must have?
Yeah, this one. How you doing in my handwriting?
I know you
I have no idea. Oh, here you go.
It's okay. It's better than nothing. You know what?
Yeah.
Considering that, you know what? I'll change my whole mind about that. I will grade them. That way, because if you're going to do a group grade, but some of you still don't have that, that's fine. Because Tyler draws them out with a tree diagram, so every problem takes him a few minutes. That's fine. I don't care. That's great for him. No, but he knows how to do both ways. That's why he's smart. Okay, so regardless, I will grade those. But have you turned it in because I'm putting it in today? Next thing is the worksheet from yesterday. It's okay if you haven't turned that one in. Let me show you it. It's okay if you haven't turned that one in for now. I'm going to grade it tomorrow. I can only do one thing at a time. I will grade it tomorrow. This was yesterday. I'm going to grade it tomorrow. So if you don't have it and then you'd like to. Do you see how, I don't even know who this is. It's Jake's. Do you see how Jake at least put in the numbers 3, 2, 2 so I knew how he got the 12? That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. This is the worksheet from yesterday. Okay, so there are 2 worksheets out there that I am expecting from you lately. I just want to throw that out there. Meanwhile, yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes.
That one from last week?
Yes, dear.
We don't have to do like 1, 3, 4, and 8 on the front.
You got to skip 2, 5, 6, and 7. Yes. Yes.
So we're still doing the whole back?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Moving on. Table 3 out of point. Moving on. I can grade those. That's not a problem. I grade things all day long anyway. I was going to make my life easier and just us grade them together, but never mind. That would make people miss out on point for more those can't afford that in Discrete. So I will grade those. You need to have the right answers in order to get all your points, though. It's not just that you did it. It's like, because it's just multiplying. We're still super behind our math workshop, so we're going to have to go over a lot of those.
Can I get that?
When did you get that?
I lost it.
We got it last week sometime. Like last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I don't know, one day last week.
Is there another one that I can get? 'Cause I know I ain't got that.
Bucket.
Huh?
You can turn it in the bucket, but you got it in the back end. Tyler, when it comes off printer, it's yours.
Thank you.
So we have lots of math workshops to go over that we're still behind on. And then I'm still mad at you over your textbook issue. So go ahead and open your textbook to 3.1.2. He needs one. I have to work on it. Yeah. Maggie, you're tall. Can you get that black? It's heavy. Can you put it down in front of my desk? Yes. Okay, so that's where we're going to come back to today. In fact, we're going to, like, write in the answers and everything, the way we were trying to the other day. Is it heavy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Will you put it in my chair? Oh. Okay, my two friends with no textbooks, I'm going to modify that very recently.
Baton.
Okay. Let's see. You can just put it in the bucket, Tyler. I swear I'll get it out. Yeah, in the bucket. You put your name on it.
No, that ain't mine.
Oh, yeah. Just put it in the bucket anyway. Okay. Let's talk about the math workshops. So, I've been really nice lately.
Yes, ma'am, you have.
I'm always nice. And I've been really nice about letting you just get points for, being alive. Like Table 3, thank you for being a math class, get a point kind of thing. You don't actually get a point. You're actually going to have to do a little math in order to get all your points this week, especially with the factoring problems. So, I'm needing help factoring on number 1. What's the first thing I should try to do? You can have a point for that. Allie, actually take it away. Go ahead.
The greatest common factor is 12.
So you pulled out a 12 and what else?
An X and a Y.
Okay, what were you left with?
16X cubed
Uh-huh.
plus 5Y to the 4th.
And you can have 2 points for that. So she pulled out her GCF, which was 12XY. That's our first thought. And really, that's our only thought when there are only 2 terms. 1, 2. Only 2 terms. Okay, for my people who just escaped pre-calculus thinking they could get away from factoring, we're trying to make sure that your algebra 2 with trig skills don't leave you. That way, if you've still got to do the ACT or like some preliminary test for whatever university you're going to, the basic math skills haven't left you because you didn't just learn how to do this to forget it forever. So, we're not going to let it go. Eventually, we'll even talk about how to graph and stuff, but not today. We're still in counting stuff. Okay, number 2, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. What are we supposed to do when there are 4 terms? Math, you get a point. Okay, so we're going to do grouping. What can I pull out of that first group?
X squared.
What are you left with?
X minus 5.
What can I pull out of the second group?
3.
What are you left with?
X minus 5.
And I know, and she can have a point, and I know she's right from here. Why?
Because both of them in the parentheses are correct.
Because both, they match, the x minus 5 and x minus 5. Tyler, you can have a point. So my answer is x squared plus 3, the things on the outside, and then x minus 5. If I was questioning Madeline's sanity, which I'm not, but if I was questioning Madeline's sanity, how could I check myself now? You could FOIL it out. Matthew, get another point. Are there any questions on 1 or 2? Number 3 is my favorite kind. My favorite kind of factoring. Because that leading coefficient, the number in front of the a squared, is a 1. So it's supposed to be easy. I need 2 things that add to give me a negative 3 and multiply to give me a negative 4. Okay, perfect. Then your group can have another point, and we wonder why table 3 is hogging all the points. Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. So it's a minus 4, a plus 1. Again, I'm asking myself 2 things that add to give me the middle. 5 go down a point, and 2 things that multiply to give me the end. negative 4, 1, add to negative 3, negative 4, 1, multiply to negative 4. Perfect. And I said 3 was my favorite, or really number 4 is my true favorite of the day. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm going to still give it to her, though. And I'm still willing to give out another point if you'll tell me how do we know to do that? What term let us know we could do that? Yes, dear?
It's the difference of square.
Yeah. It's because 81 is a perfect square.
So 2 points.
You can have 1 point. I got another point available, though. I would like to go to the other problem that involves a perfect square on the paper. What problem is that? I heard you. Who said it?
8.
Okay, thank you, Bailey.
Are we not supposed to raise our hand?
You don't have to raise your hand. At this point, I know your voice.
Alright, I'm gonna just shout out.
Okay, number 8, the answer is?
9 plus 12.
I heard it first from Madeline, so she can have her point. Okay, and then let's just back up from there. Let's go to number 7. Number 7. Again, I love my... Oh, ma'am, go ahead. Just to annoy you. Just to annoy you, Greg. Always. Negative 8 is negative 16. Negative 8 times negative 8 is positive 64, and she gets a point. No, I'm just trying to spread the point.
And we have 1 point. We have like 1.
Are you serious? Then it's in the next one. What do you want to do?
That's the hard.
There are 4 terms. What are we going to do? Okay, and you can have a point for that, and Tyler can too, because he really had it out first.
See, it was about the same time. I had like 1 millisecond. Like, we said about at the same time. But it's okay because we both get our points.
Yeah, you both get your point. He doesn't even know that he wants points yet, and he's already on it. You know what? He can have a point for that.
Oh, what?
Someone who already came first day and is into trying to get points, yes, we'll keep him. Yes, Allie, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, so 4x squared, not x squared, I meant like
Okay, I pulled out a 4x. What are you left with, Allie?
plus x plus 5.
Thank you. And then in the other, I pull out a negative 3y, and what am I left with?
X plus 5.
And I'm happy because they match, so my final answer is
4x minus 3y times x plus 5.
okay, Allie, you handled that at 2 different points, so you can have 2 points. Okay. Oh, yes, ma'am. Number 5 is yours. I am going to factor out an x. Yes. Keep going.
X to the 4th power minus 18x squared minus 3x plus 1.
Yes. That's beautiful. You can have a point. Okay, but
Teachers, pardon the interruption. At this time, could the varsity volleyball team please be dismissed? The varsity volleyball team, please be dismissed at this time. Thank you.
okay. I did factor out an x. She is correct. Could we keep going from here? How many terms are there inside the parentheses? 4. There are 4, so we could do, so let's try grouping. She might be right. We might get stuck. She might be a genius. We're about to find out.
Can't you pull out
Yes, say the number.
6?
Yes. Pull out a 6x squared from the first one, and you're left with a 2x squared minus 3. What can I pull out of the second one? Nothing. And you can have a point for that. So we're stuck, because seriously, there was nothing I could factor out. They don't match. I'm sad. So really, table 4 was correct to begin with. All we could do was factor out an x. How sad. Yeah, you still get a point. How sad. You know what? I feel like we should add Bailey an extra point, their group an extra point, since they realized they were done then. You know, Allie got a point on the last problem. She got 2 on the last problem. She got 2 on the last. Okay, we are, if you're worried about your points, here's a suggestion. We are, again, still super behind on math workshops. So we handled 8 problems today. I want to handle the remaining ones tomorrow. if you if you have 13, 9 through 13 you can handle pretty well. If you have 14 and can show it to me before I go over it, I'll let your group have an extra 3 points. Okay, moving on with our lives. Alright, turn to page 30 in your book. Okay. Yes. For now, this is yours. You're going to order me one and one place. For now, this is yours. It's not a problem for right now. We didn't write it until the end of the year. For now, this is yours. After I'll put it in place when we see it. Okay. So, I'm still mad at you about the 3.1.2 because you've really not gotten very far on it. So let's go back to it. I'm being nice and posting the answers. Like, here are the answers. So it would be smart of you to go ahead and to the right of the problem, maybe put 17, put the number 28. And maybe on 18, put 60 or 28. Now, the reason some of these have 2 answers, which is what we were discussing last week, it all depends on how you see a cone that's like this. If it's vanilla chocolate and chocolate vanilla, are they technically the same ice cream cone?
No.
So if you think no, you're going to end up with the smaller numbers. If you think yes, because technically there was a difference in when you scooped what, so you're going to get to a certain flavor at a certain time. So if you think yes, those 2 cones are different, you're going to get the larger numbers. Okay, let me minimize my recording thing. Okay, so I'm giving you all the answers. And I'm telling you that it really just uses the fundamental counting principle, which is the worksheet you've done in the past couple days, like 2 different fundamental counting principle worksheets, which is a fancy way of saying we're just going to use what math skill? Multiplication. And table 3 gets another point. It's really a fancy way of saying just multiply all your options. But it's not as easy as it looks in the textbook. Why is that? Why is it not just multiplying? Like, he's new, he sees on number 17, he says, okay, 2 times 3 times 2, that's 12, so the answer's 12. Why is it not that easy? Yes, ma'am? We were talking about it on Friday.
Because some people consider the scoops different, if it's layered like chocolate and vanilla, that's different than vanilla and chocolate.
So it's got to do with and Alex made a point. It's got to do with the scoops. So I was showing this example last Friday, but I'll remind you of it. Tyler is still persevering. He has decided he is going to use that tree diagram as long as he can, which is great. The fact that he understands how to read it. Like, there are 3 scoops, then I want a sugar cone or a waffle cone, and then 1 scoop vanilla, 1 scoop chocolate. But the issue with the tree diagram is that you actually have to have vanilla chocolate and then vanilla chocolate again for the 2 scoops. And then for the 3 scoops, you end up having the 3 different options for the 3 different scoops. So it's a pain in the rear. So I don't necessarily recommend it unless you can persevere like he can. Yes, dear?
I was just about to say, do you ever, do you go this far for, all of these problems?
No, my textbook does. But I, like you, am very lazy. We're going to be honest. So, as soon as I realized you could actually just multiply and get the right answer, I stopped drawing out all my options. Because seriously, if the answer's 28, that means at the very end, when Tyler starts counting all these, he needs to have 28 little tiny branches at the end. That's a lot of branches.
Oh.
So in the problem that says 240, is he actually going to draw out 240 branches? Probably not. By that point, he's going to be over his tree diagram, and he's going to decide that he likes this fundamental counting principle. Okay, so number 17 is the one that I'm going to go over again. But maybe you will catch on today and be happy again if I don't die. Okay, so we're first going to multiply by 2 because there are 2 different options for our cone. There's an option for a sugar cone or a waffle cone. So that first 2 has to do with our cone. And then I multiply by 2 for my scoops because there are 2 different options, chocolate or vanilla. If there were 3 options, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, instead of multiplying by 2, we'd multiply by 3. But the reason 1 scoop, 2 scoop, and 3 scoops differ is because they have a different number of scoops. So we have to consider the chocolate vanilla option for the second scoop. And then with the third scoop, we still again have to consider that chocolate vanilla option. So if you add up 4, 8, and 16, you actually do get 28. So really all we're doing is the fundamental counting principle, but you have to do it for each scoop. So do it for the 1 scoop, the 2 scoop, the 3 scoop, and then add your numbers together. And it should all work out if we're holly jolly. Okay, I can leave that on the screen or I can put the answers on the screen. Which one's more? I'll leave that on the screen for the moment, and then I'll swap back to the answers. You and your group were supposed to finish this activity today, but I've rambled for forever. I'm going to forgive you as long as when I check somebody's book at your group, you're at least on number 21. I would really prefer you to be past that point, but 21 and no one loses any points, and I don't cry at night. 21. Is everyone good with that? Okay.